Alrighty, and hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel, Grand Rising, Grand Evening, Grand Afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Deajne De Nana. I go by many names. You may pick one. And so today we are going to be coming back with the Philosopher's Corner. Alrighty. So, what we're going to be talking and touching upon today on the Philosopher's Corner is the power of writing. All right, and so we're going to be going over some different tips, tricks, techniques, talking about how powerful writing really is, how you can incorporate, journaling, getting your thoughts out there into your daily life, how that can just help you in not only manifestation, but also alchemizing your energy and, facing those, thoughts and ideas that might feel bigger in our minds, but when we're able to really bring it down into the 3D and really face what those issues really are and address them and see it in a much simpler form, which is writing, that can really help us, go through shadow work, have an easier time going through shadow work, and really just allow us to get to the root of the problem and be a little safe space for us, especially for those who don't have people really immediately that they can talk to. Or if you do feel alone, if you're suffering with isolation or you know, feeling like you can't relate in the world, I really feel like bringing back writing, bringing back journaling, bringing back, a space for us to be able to get those thoughts out that isn't necessarily the internet, that's not something that's out there for everybody to see, bringing back having a little piece of this life, a little piece of something to ourselves already, and in getting closer and more intimate with ourselves, that's where we can really start getting into the healing. So let's just jump right into this, alrighty? So, words hold power, okay? Reading, writing, and language are key ingredients to manifestation. Sugar, spice, everything nice, alrighty? If the dark powers that be can have you illiterate, dumb, blind to all of the actual knowledge hidden around you, then they can control your mind to manifest and implant the ideas of what your reality and life should be, okay? Not what your reality and life can be, all right? In the Oracle libraries, okay, early on I touched on language a little, how they worked to erase most of our natural dialects and fused everything into a controllable language barrier slash system, with English being one of the most inverted and backwards languages on purpose. And older religions and languages like Hebrew, Farsi, Hindi, Punjabi, the Torah, Muslim scriptures, some Latin prayers as well, hold a stronger prayer resonance linguistically. All right, and we're gonna get into that more. All right, due to the spiritual significance and roots each language has, and when we're talking about the languages. That I'm speaking upon, I'm talking about some of the modern day languages, okay, which have been designed, all right, and organized this way on purpose, all right? So there is a reason why the languages are scattered the way they are in certain places, why we speak English. But this also has to do with, we weren't the languages we're speaking right now. They try to keep you in this mainframe thinking like, oh, this is the way it's always been. But no, these are newer languages. These what we're speaking. Our ancestors back in the day, they were not speaking what and talking the way that we talk. All right. I'm also hearing too. This is also where a tie to a different language, not language. I'm hearing language disruptors, but it's I guess okay. So I'm hearing okay because I have whatchamacall that? What is it called? Dyslexia. Okay, so dyslexia would be seen as one of these like language barriers or language blocks, but the reason why I'm hearing is because in a way that's that divine protection shielding us from this um brainwashing knowledge. In a way, it's not really in a way for us to understand, because our minds, a lot of us still have some programming and residual um, left over from those past lives, which is what's going to help us in the future rebuilding society and everything. But it's kind of like I was talking about, our brains being a computer, that hardware and everything. Some of us, our brains are programmed for futuristic thinking, or for more of how language was back in the old days. That's why I feel like I understand, Pythagorean math, and I understand that these different alchemical sciences better than I ever did science they were trying to teach me in school, because that was brainwashing, right? All right, it's trying to reprogram something that is already naturally instilled upon us. That's the same thing that they've been trying to do with language, okay? So what I am going over today is how you can bring power back into your writing and words, which will not only transform and shape how you speak and show up in the world, all right? First thing I always recommend to someone just starting their spiritual journey, or looking to connect deeper with self, or just people who are lost on their path and don't really know where to start, I always encourage journaling. All right, writing down your thoughts, your feelings, experiences allows you to start practicing and engaging with your own subconscious, getting any negative thoughts, fears, or doubt trying to hold you back, and allowing you to confront those thoughts, um, and address them on the page. Okay. And here I have a little step little process to help you. Okay. So I have here, it's going to be confront, address, accept, change. Okay. That will really help you. All right. I have it right here. You'll see it. Confront, address, accept, and change. Okay. As someone who has had issues with perfectionistic tendencies, and bad experiences with therapy, writing took the pressure off my back of always feeling like I needed to be right, or if I said the wrong thing, someone would be upset with me. In my blank pages, I was free to be me, free to write and dream up the life my higher self always knew was possible. But first, I had to get out of my head. So, what I recommend for your first writing assignment is free write what I, is. So this, I'm also going to give you guys for the Philosopher's Corner, for people that want to. I'm going to be incorporating little writing assignments. Already, so we're going to do a little writing assignment. So what you're going to do, and what I do these as well. So I'm giving you guys some, you know, free stuff over here. So what I like to do is, and I learned this from a songwriting class, okay, and I ended up incorporating it into journaling. All right. So what you're going to do is set a timer for 1 minute, okay, and you can increase that over yeah, you can increase that however you feel, but this is normally just a warm-up exercise I like to do. Alrighty, so you don't need to make it super long. All right, you'll just set the timer, probably like to 5 minutes max. Okay, 1 to 5 minutes, and whatever comes to your mind in that moment, or how you're feeling, all right, is what you're going to write down. And if you want a prompt, it's like word vomiting on the paper and just writing nonstop. But if you would like a prompt, I encourage you to, for that 1 minute, to write about what would your dream life be, all right? And are you living it? Yes or no? Why or why not? Okay, and then you can do right however you want, like bullet points, listing, just free flow, whatever comes out. It doesn't even need to make sense, just whatever raw emotion you're feeling for that prompt. And I'll say it one more time. What would your dream life be? And are you living it? Yes or no? Why or why not? Okay. And the beauty about writing is that there is no wrong or right way. Okay. I just, I just click the timer and just let the thoughts flow nonstop. Then once the timer is over, what you're going to do is go back and reread what you wrote and circle the ideas or thoughts that stood out to you most. And if you guys need to pause, go back, whatever, for this writing exercise, no problem. All right. So then you're going to go back and circle the ideas or thoughts that stood out to you most, or and that resonate with you. And then once you circle those, you're going to write off of those thoughts that you just circled, and then you will use the CAP method to see how we can change and reframe our minds into a more positive lens. Okay. And I call it the CAP method because what stands for is C is for confront, okay? A is for address, all right? And P is for pause and accept, all right? So for an example, okay, for this, I put down, I have a hard, so like imagine you went back and this is one of the things you circled, all right? I have a hard time finding motivation to go to work, all right? So with that, I have a hard time finding the motivation to go to work. What you're going to do is confront it. All right. So confronting it is the first step, is you wrote it down. Okay. And now what you're going to do is acknowledge that shadow, see it, accept it. It's okay. That is, a hard thing to do, trying to find that motivation to go to work. All right. So then when we go to the address section, what you're going to do is go in and dissect it. So how does this make you feel? All right. How does work make you feel? Why are you lacking motivation? Okay. Yeah. Why do you feel this way? What is it about work? Is there a boss? Okay. Start writing down, maybe, when we're dissecting, we'll go deeper into that. And then what you'll do is, on the pause and accept, all right, you're going to tell yourself it's okay to feel these emotions. You're going to affirm, all right, that you are human, you are loved, and you got this. Whatever positive affirmations you like to use, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to change these, okay? So you're going to rewrite it, okay? Instead of saying, I have a hard time finding motivation to go to work, you're going to put, I have the motivation to go to work. I can. We're going to change our brains into doing definitive statements, okay? So I love that quote by Yoda, do or do not, there is no try, all right? We are going to be conquering our fears, all right? And we're going to be writing that down, permanently solidifying, okay, that into our minds, into our brains, etching that into the fiber of our DNA to our core, okay? All right. And by changing, what you're going to do is you're going to brainstorm ideas and ways after pausing, okay, to remedy the situation, okay? Maybe you don't like going to work because this is just not the job for you, okay? And in doing that, write down, what are my strengths, all right? Maybe in there, you found out that that actually it's not that you lack motivation, okay? Maybe you see that you're actually more of a night person, okay? And you're hitting the snooze alarm throughout, okay? And because you're hitting the snooze alarm, that makes you feel like you want to rush, and instead of rushing, you just chill in bed and end up missing work, okay? A brainstorm idea could be, go and talking to your boss and asking about switching shifts, okay, confronting that, all right, to a later or to a later time for you that works best with your schedule, all right. Or finding a new job that works with your new hours, okay? Because we're humans, we're constantly always adapting, okay? If you are not a morning person and you're just trying to force yourself into doing morning stuff, there's ways of effectively communicating and advocating for what you need. But a lot of the times I see people just sit with these feelings of resentment or let them harbor, but they're not even doing the communication part. I'm hearing ask and you shall receive. There's no harm in asking. What's the worst that can happen is a no. But what is no? Well, no only has as much power as you give it. It's just a word. I just don't fear rejection anymore. That's it. That no holds no power over me. It's okay if I get a no. Then nothing has happened to me. I'm completely okay. Right. It's only that monster that we make it up to be in our minds. That's how powerful our mind is. And a lot of the times we become our own worst enemy and the ones holding ourselves back. Okay? So, yes, find a new job that works with your new hours. Okay, your life will always break down to either a change of environment or a change in self. And maybe you have a fear when it comes to talking to a boss or talking to an authoritative figure, because there could be underlying issues with rejection from authority figures like a parent or somebody once in power. So once again, do the so then what you'll do is just do the free write over again on the other sections that you've circled. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you need to go back and re-listen to that, okay, please do. And another example too is there could be um then when you're going deeper into that, why am I afraid to talk to my boss? Okay, then what you'll do is just word vomit onto the page nonstop for a minute and use the CAP method. Okay, that change method. All right, and CAP once again stands for confront, address, pause, and accept. All right, and after you do the CAP method, okay, on those sentences, then you're going to change them. Okay, you're going to change those sentences into a definitive statement. Okay, and then dissect why you're feeling that way. Right. All right, for those that are more visual, okay, there's also, like I said, this is also a warm-up exercise, but if you're also more visual, for people that like to draw into the arts, this is something I like to do as well. Another writing or drawing method I like to use is a before. So there's multiple ways. I gave 3 different methods. So one of the first ways that I like to do is with drawing is like an affirmation kind of board or doodle, an affirmation doodle. Okay, so you see what I did here is I did like a little avatar of myself and everything right here. And actually on here, I put a bunch of affirmations on my body, magical, strength, patience, things that I want to achieve, things that I want to work on, healing, you know what I mean? And it's so funny, I'm wearing this hair, I didn't even plan it, but my natural hair doesn't even look like that, but I love hair that's like that. So see, manifestation, I get a wig. Exactly. So, I put up here on capital letters, what do I want? So just all around, I just fill up the whole page. I have love, I have happy. It's just everywhere. And you fill that all up, and that also is a way of putting healing back into yourself. Manifesting, drawing, okay, putting those words of power and alchemizing that into self, okay, and bringing that into fruition and making all those things that you feel on the inside come out onto the outside and shine bright, yeah, so that's one of the methods I have. Okay, and I have so many journals, guys. Like I have this one right here, I have this one in here, like just filled with doodles, right? We have this one. We have this one, okay, filled writings all here. We have baby ones. Like writing is just so powerful, guys. I don't know how else to just express it. Like I just love it so much, and I really encourage you guys to get into writing. And it really helps you. Well, I'll get into that later, but going on. So another one that I used to do too when I was depressed, okay, in my older journals, was I would do before and after ones. So it's kind of like the one we did before. So what you'll do is like a before, okay, here, and I did it with like little stick figures. If you can see, I did like a little before, okay, and then in the before, it's a frowny face. You'll put like all the things that you're feeling over here, like the situation you're in, you're able to see it more. and what you're going through. Okay. And then what you'll do is an after, and in the after, I would draw myself how I wanted to see myself. I would draw, I didn't know at the time I was drawing my higher self, but you just draw, and I used to be overweight. So, I was like, there was like an overweight version of me, and then there was like a thinner version of me where I was healthy. That's what I wanted to achieve. And I put the positive things in, like what I would have. It's like a car, a house, all those things that wouldn't be on this side, but that's another way to visualize and help you keep positive on the future. Like, just because I'm right here in this moment, okay, this is my goals, okay, this is what I'm going after, I'm going to achieve that manifestation. Okay, so that's another way of doing a diagram. Okay, you could do a before and after little character, and it doesn't have to be super detailed. It can be, like I said, there's a little stick figure. You can put as much work, as much coloring, as much as you want into it. And then there's another one I like to do. I like pros and cons lists. Okay, you can't go wrong with a good pros and cons list. All right. And yeah, and I also wrote here, get creative with it. There is no right way to brainstorm. Exactly. We are brainstorming for life. So we have the pros and cons. Like they said, like this is like back in first grade and stuff, the double bubble map, the flow charts, that stuff that they were teaching for like writing assignments in English. You guys can start converting that. You can bring those into your life, and because your life is a book, your life is a story, that is how powerful you are. So that's how you can manifest, by bringing that flow, being in that flow state. Here we have the double bubble map. I made a little thing that just says like past, now, future. I made a little like double bubble map here and everything to like help if you wanted to help organize your thoughts. These are just examples, and I encourage you guys, if there's something that I've spoken on or that gives you an idea, please go do your research, go look up whatever methods are going to help you. But it's never too late to start. Grab that pen, grab that paper, and you can always make a freaking journal. When I get paper, staple it together. Like, there's no excuses. Oh, horses, I love it. Right. All that matters is that your manifestations are being brought down into the physical and getting out of the void. Okay. They are getting out of your mind. Okay. There, because your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, you can't do anything if you're just wishing and not actually doing anything in the 3D, doing anything in the physical. They're just going to stay up there in la la land for somebody else to grab, that's actually going to seize the day, seize the moment, and the opportunity. You had one opportunity, right? You have one chance to seize everything. Would you capture it or just let it slip? You're not going to accomplish anything sitting there eating your chips on your couch. You're just not. Go out there, do something. And if you can't go out, that's what I'm saying. These are the baby steps you can take to give you that motivation to start writing. Doing something is better than doing nothing. Exactly. Confirmation. Somebody keeps texting me, but it's okay. All right. Um your this also helps you dump unnecessary I don't even know what this is. Something helps you dump unnecessary data, like we are, because like I say, we are computers. Okay, so when you're able to, like I call it, word vomit that out on the page, that helps you clear that cache, clear any of those backups that you're having. It helps you get that out. It's very cathartic for you. All right. So the last thing you need, is to be backed up with baggage, right? Unresolved trauma, okay, when you can just purge it in a healthy way with a pen and paper. Like I said, the more you write and connect with self, that inner standing slash magical moment and breakthroughs that happen when you start loving self and putting your wants first, okay, um that's what brings and you start advocating, okay, that through those breakthroughs, that is when you're able to find who your truly authentic self is. Okay, that's when you start getting those moments. Okay, because like I said, when nobody else believes in you, you need to believe in you. You need to have your back. Okay, you can't be scared to look at yourself in the mirror. Okay, if you're scared to look at yourself in the mirror, that's why you're not attracting anybody. You're putting that energy out there, that fear, that you know what I mean? You that construct, all right, is at the end of the day, like I said, makes you your worst enemy, and you're pushing other people away without even knowing that. But when you're able to write it out, get into the subconscious, and really face that in a way that, is easier a lot of the times to hear it from yourself. I'd rather hear the harsh truth from myself than hear it from somebody else. You know what I mean? That's when you're able to let your light shine through your body. You can start clearing away all those, you're like a muddy disco ball. Okay, got that light in you. Okay, you're all covered up with a bunch of dirt and everything, and we just got to give you a nice, polish and clean you off. That way, that light, when it hits you, that's when you can shine, guys. All right. It's also okay if journals go missing, all right? This is also the divine testing for people who might get too attached to physical items sometimes, all right? It's okay to let go and surrender, and you can always get another journal. It is refreshing to be able to look back and reread your progress, okay? But just know that writings from your heart and soul never leave you, okay? They stay etched into the ethers along with every tear you've shed. So know that self work and inner healing never goes unnoticed by the divine, and you will always be rewarded for doing the work. Tenfold, guys. You always will be rewarded. I hope everybody really enjoyed this little short and philosopher's corners. I'm not gonna keep them too long and everything, so it's just gonna be like a little bit of a blurb to help you guys out, and then you'll have the writing exercise and assignment you guys can do on your spare time. But I really just wanted to dive in today on the power of writing and journaling, and I really hope that helped you on your journey thus far. And I'm sending so much love and so much positivity and healing to everybody. Love you guys so much. Catch you on the next video. Ta-ta.